Hi everyone, I am so excited for today's video. I am doing a little bit of sit down with it because there's just a lot going on and there's just parts that I need to sit down and talk to you guys about. So I hope you don't mind. But I was telling you guys in my previous video that we were painting the house. We so far have gotten this side over here done and the front of the house. And just for perspective, where I'm sitting right now is directly behind my deck. So this is like the kids' playroom, and then we have that side, which is has the peppers further back, but that's the side that I'm referring to. And then I think we're going to end up finishing the other side, and as you know, the back won't be finished until next year. So anyways, as soon as the front was finished, the first thing that I thought was, yes, I could go ahead and plant up that front garden bed. So as you guys know, I've been using that bed as kind of a extra vegetable gardening space. So I've used it for tomatoes, peppers, brassicas. I put some perennial plants in there, but still like fruit bearing. So I have pomegranate in there. I have a couple of pink lemonade blueberries in there. I have artichokes in there. I have strawberries in there. So my goal is to have, those flowers, but I still want to have food coming from each of my garden beds. It's really hard for me to just have a flower bed, and I think you can incorporate both. So that's what I want to continue to do for all of my beds. So I went ahead and purchased some things from Home Depot and Lowe's. At the time, Home Depot was having a sale, so I picked up a few things from there. Home Depot, not so much. I thought they would have sale kind of around the same time, but they didn't. But the things that I purchased were still, kind of reasonable, nothing too expensive. It was like $10 and under. So that was perfect. And then I told you guys that they were having a sale online as well. So I went ahead and ordered some stuff. Those are like my butterfly bushes, some hydrangeas. I did order a 9-bark, some roses, and that should be coming in a few days. So this is going to be split up into 2 parts because I can't wait for that to come in order to do this video. I'm just like too excited. And I just had to get some things planted because also I'm like the worst at taking care of things in the pots. They just need to get in the ground or I'm going to kill them. So this is actually the perfect time to go ahead and plant up your trees and shrubs because you want to give them at least 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get used to their environment and put down roots so that they could go through the winter months just fine. So I had a ton of ideas, right? Because this is like my first year really diving into flowers and shrubs and arbs and all that things. I was just focused on getting my fruits from my fruit trees, getting my veggies from the veggie plot. But, after like watching a few garden videos, I think you just kind of end up getting into flowers. It's just nice to have that element of pretty within your food production garden. So I had the seeds, I was doing this, but now I really want some shrubs in front. That way, like usually when I plant stuff there, by the time it turns like around September, it just looks like death. Things have just died out because, their time is up. They're not producing anymore. So I want to make sure that the things that I do plant in here, I either have maybe some flowers or I just have some foliage interest. Like I know with the pink lemonade blueberry, the leaves actually turn this beautiful fall color during the month of October. So that's kind of where I'm going. I had a bunch of ideas, but I needed to kind of put them down on paper. So I went ahead and I actually found this site that easily kind of remove the backgrounds from things. So I went on and everything that I was thinking of putting in the front, I just found like a photo. So for example, let's say echinacea. I found a echinacea that didn't have too much going on in the background, so it will be easier for the website to kind of single it out and make the background go away. So I used that site. It's free, completely free. and I just uploaded the image. It kind of does kind of a base, and sometimes it gets it perfect, but other times you have to go in and maybe erase a little bit more. Once you do that, you save it, you go into Canva, also free, and then you take a photo of wherever you're putting, you know, these shrubs and trees, and you just kind of move it around and see if it will work in the area. So that's essentially what I did, and after tweaking some things, I was pretty happy with the choices of shrubs that I have, and I was, you know, ready to kind of get planted. So the front area, it had gotten pretty neglected. So there was like a lot of weeding that I had to do, which I don't mind too much. What I do before I weed any area, if it hasn't rained, and I usually like to weed after it rains because, you know, the ground is nice and moist. If it hasn't rained and I'm going to be weeding during like a very dry period, I just go ahead and hose down that area for a little bit just to loosen up that soil, and then I will go in and do most of my weeding. So after I weeded up this area, I just had the pomegranate, I had the strawberries, the blueberries, the Emily Bront rose, and the artichoke left. And I know I'm going to have to move probably some of the pomegranates. Let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking I'll either have to move all of the pomegranates, or I can maybe get away with keeping that Grenada one in the corner. I'm going to show you the mock-up of what I'm trying to go with. It's just the just kind of shrubs that go max like 5 feet high. And then the plan is to have a standard hydrangea, I think it's the Pinky Winky, on the other side. And I think that will give like a good balance. But I was also thinking of having two kind of arbs at the opposite end of the flower bed. But I don't know, the arbs that I have right now are the emerald green, but I think they get a little bit too tall for that space. So if you guys know any arbs that, you know, still have that slender look but only get a max of 8 feet, please let me know. Or also if you have any arbs that you've used and have pruned back or anything like that, but it still looks good, please also let me know that. Without further ado, I'm going to switch over to the planting. So I came back just a little bit later in the day, just because it was quite sunny a little bit after I'd finished the cleanup. And I want to quickly give you guys like a little overview of each of the plants. You could kind of see where I decided to put them, as well as their sizing. And yeah, so we're going to start, let's start over here actually. We have the strawberries in front here, and initially I was going to pick them up because the bunnies were having a field day with these. They're right as soon as you pull up. The bunnies kind of take this path here. They have like a nice little step up here, and the first thing they head to is the strawberries. But it seems like there's enough that even though they nibble on them, I still will get a lot of strawberries and the damage does not kill them all out. So the first one that we're going to talk about is this phenomenal lavender. So this is a larger lavender. I'm going to turn up the light on this a bit. So this is a larger variety of lavender. It's not focusing. It gets 24 to 48 inches tall and wide, hardy down to -10, and blooms early summer to fall. So this is a full sun perennial. And then beside it, I am going to be planting this tick seed, and you could see the blooms over here. It's a height of 12 to 14 inches, water when dry, and then hardy down to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is uptick, and this is the blooms on it right now. So over here we have this coneflower. This is sombrero. It gets 22 to 24 inches tall and wide. It says water when dry. It blooms early to late summer and hardy down to -30 degrees. So I have one here. This is what the blooms look like. This is a brighter one here. And then we also have some faded ones here as well. And then I decided to do another one just diagonal, the one that's supposed to be in front, just to add some repetition. And then I wanted to add a cluster of these perennial sedums. These were on sale, so I think I got these for half off. This is the Rockin' Round Pure Joy sedum, and they get 10 to 12 inches tall and hardy in zones 3 to 9, and blooms late summer through early fall, and it's a full sun variety. Another thing is that these plants had to be somewhat deer resistant and rabbit resistant, mostly deer resistant because they can really do pretty harsh damage to the plants, whereas the bunnies, they'll nibble here and there, but they will never kind of completely decimate the plant. And then on the other side here, we do have another, what's it called? I just said it. Pink lemonade blueberry that will give some fall interest. I have this rose here. I don't know. This is the Emily Bront rose. I don't know why I didn't remember that because I only have the Emily Bront rose. But it's going through some disease right now. But I do remember it's supposed to only get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, if I'm remembering correctly. But I've been seeing a lot of people speak about them getting even as tall as like 6 to 8 feet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one more towards the wall. That will also be nice because roses can be a little bit prickly, so I want to get that further in the back end of the flower bed. Then I have another phenomenal lavender here, and I had planted this, I can't remember the name. This is a hydrangea, and it's doing well. It's supposed to get 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, so I'm going to move this in this space here. And then I have some artichokes here. They are a perennial in my area. I noticed last year I didn't cut it down or anything, and it came right back up. So I think I'm going to keep them in this flower bed. I think it'll give some really nice interest when it blooms. And then I have a few more things that's supposed to come towards in a couple more days. And then I'll show you guys when I'm planting that up. I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. This is just part 1. Make sure that you are subscribed to get notified when part 2 comes out. If you have any questions, suggestions, please go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.